Hello.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
And we're live. Hello, Skinner Farms.
Hello. What's up, Skinner Farms? What's going on?
It is Eastern Standard Time. We are in Ohio.
Oh, you might be an hour behind.
Oh.
Because he's in Indiana.
Oh, okay. So we just want to get on here and chat, have a little pajama party for about an hour.
I'm wearing a hooded sweatshirt. It's not really pajamas, but I do sleep in it almost every night. So.
I have my hoodie on too.
If I don't wear it, I'll freeze to death because we have wood heat and burn. So.
Right, and that's what we heat with too. And like here recently, when I've been going to sleep, I like seriously just zonk out, so nobody's up to like keep the fire going.
Right.
So thankfully, though, I have one of those like heated blankets, and I instead of like putting it over top of us, I put it underneath the sheet. So when we go to bed, the bed's nice and warm, stays warm.
That's a good idea. I don't have a heated blanket. I used to, and then I had a dog that destroyed it. So.
Oh, well, the only reason we do is because Ollie's, I can never pronounce that store.
Hey, is that Gil? Gil's in here.
Hey.
Hey, Gil. Hey.
A lot of people are.
Hey, Gabe. What's up? Sorry, I couldn't read the comments.
That's all right.
How am I not able to read the comments? There they are.
Hi, Southern Ohio Prepping. Hello, the best life. Campton family compound. They must have followed you over here.
Well, Dave you have to get on it. Dave has a Discord channel.
Yeah.
And it's really cool, and it's a really cool way to get people to be in your chat, or or just to chat it up with people. Just you can talk in there, you can share pictures. That's what's cool about it, is you can share pictures.
Oh, that's awesome!
I love sharing pictures, especially of my chickens.
Yeah,
since I have such a strong.
Love them chickens. It's all right.
Screwed up.
It's all right. I twist my words all the time and say things that I don't mean to say. But you did. You almost made me spit my lemonade across the room. Like, you did not just say that. It sounds like something I would have said.
Yeah, since I have such a strong relationship with
them. That's why she likes her chicken so much. That's all good.
Well, thanks for stopping by, guys. We're just doing this to chat it up, and it's fun to get to know people and just have some fun.
Yep.
Gosh, and you can't go anywhere to have fun anymore. You have to do it online.
Yeah.
That way you don't spread the germs. So
what'd you have for supper tonight?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, I've been on this like hamburger gravy Salisbury steak kick. So tonight I had hamburger gravy over mashed potatoes. And my husband, it's so funny. I was like, I made hamburger gravy and mashed potatoes. And he's like, oh, because yesterday we just had Salisbury steak. It was basically the same thing, but in a patty form,
Yeah.
He was like, oh, I was like, well, my son really loves to eat it. He can slam some mashed potatoes, that kid. So I'm like, he really likes to eat it. And so that's what he ate. And I had a huge thing of it. And then my mom stopped by and she had a plate of it. And so, yeah. So
I get on kicks like that too. I can have like a hamburger every night of the week. And
oh yeah, I love hamburgers.
And Barrett's like, are you done yet? Are you done with hamburgers? So, and then today, of course, I was on live streams and other people's live streams. So I haven't even had a chance to eat dinner tonight. So I'm eating broccoli and cheese.
Oh, hey, that works.
That's my dinner tonight.
I love broccoli and cheese.
I do too.
Awesome. I love broccoli just in general. That's like one of my favorite vegetables.
I think I love all vegetables.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I had a fun time on there. One thing I love Two Family Homestead. Don't get me wrong, but I had a really hard time with the interview because I couldn't hear. And when people are on the phone and then afterwards I go and I watched it, and I was talking over the guy, and I didn't realize I was doing that. I felt like such a jerk. And I feel like messaging him and saying, hey, Triple H, I was not talking over you, I promise. I'm like, I just really couldn't hear you. Like I felt bad.
I think like in some of our lives on StreamYard, it's just there's a lag. And I've had a lot of people contact me recently asking about the lag and everything. Yeah. And like the last time I was on live, I think it was like a 4-second lag. But the email I got from a friend today, they said that they had like a 14 to 20-second lag.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, yeah, that's really weird. And sometimes it does happen because when somebody's up there and they're talking, then you mention something in the chat and then they're not even talking about that anymore. So yes, that can happen. Oh yes, I love broccoli with butter, and I am getting hungry now that you mentioned something, Dave. And thank you. I really appreciate that. I was kind of nervous about being on their show because I know they have a lot of people that watch. So
yeah, it was
Simply Jan. What's going on, Simply Jan?
Yes, Simply Jan Homestead's in the house. Hello. Courtney, do you want to introduce yourself to the people because your channel name isn't at the bottom of the screen?
Oh, okay. Oh, I just put in Courtney, didn't I?
Uh-huh.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm Courtney. I have a channel. It's Wide Family Farm. And for the winter, I solely have done videos just of my chickens, but I do garden tours, and you can actually go to multiple different playlists and check that out. And I just had a live, so you can check that out as well. And I talked about essential oils and fodder, and I talked about herbs as well. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, me and Courtney are both like super excited. She just recently got essential still.
We both can't talk tonight.
I told you
you're not in a relationship with your chicken.
She got, what did you just purchase?
A still
for essential oils. So she's gonna start like really getting nitty and gritty with her herbs, and she's gonna teach me as along the way as she's learning as well. I can't talk at all. But we're going to learn together how to do essential oils, and I can't wait because she has her still first so I can learn from her.
Yes, and my husband said if I was really good, he was going to buy me, I don't know if you've done any research on essential oils, but they have this really cool thing. It looks like a chemistry set. And
sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. And it looks like a chemistry set, and you put your herbs in it, and then it goes through this big old thing, and it like sets it up. And then at the end, it literally separates your water from your oil. And then you just turn the knob and you can drain off all the water, and then there's your oil. And it's so cool, and it's so simple. So hopefully if I'm really good, he'll get it for me.
Yeah. And the video you did on the still, and you extracted the pine needles, I was like kind of shocked because when you held up that mason jar of the liquid, and I was like, how's that possible? How'd she get that much oil? And then as I continued to watch, I'm like, oh, the oil's just on the top layer. Okay. I was like,
micro farmer, I saw you sneak in. Yeah, no, that's why essential oils are so expensive, is because you can put a bunch of matter in there, and you boil it down, and then you just get this really, really thin layer of oil just on the top, and it maybe will fill up a little vial. So essential oils can be really, really expensive.
Yeah.
A lot of times they cut them with something like a jojoba oil or something like that. And you can use drops of, you can do lavender with mint or something like that. And you only do a couple drops in a vial, and then you fill the rest with jojoba oil.
Yeah.
And so, and stuff like that. And then there's hydrosol, which is a completely different thing in itself. And hydrosol is basically just the water, and you can put that in a spray bottle. And then you can mist your face, or it's like it can be a perfume. It depends on you could really make a strong hydrosol with lavender or something, and it would really be potent. And so you can spray your face or spray your pillow before you go to bed, or, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Did you find like when you were using the dropper to pull the oil off the water, was that difficult?
Yes.
Was it?
It's with that it was. And I've seen a lot of videos on them actually putting food coloring in it so you could see the difference between the oil and the water so you can actually extract it off. That's why I really love my still, but I kind of wanted to get the chemistry set type deal is because you can actually visibly see where it's coming out and stuff like that, and so I thought about that, but I really like my still, and but it almost takes like 2 people to operate it because you have to keep it cool for the worm is inside that thing, and you have to keep that worm cool, because if not you won't get any oil or you won't get any liquid coming out at all. So,
and what do you mean by that, like keeping it at a certain temperature?
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't want to burn any of your matter anyway. You got to be really careful, because if not, you could spoil your entire thing. So you got to be really careful and not burn it. But also, you have to keep it at a certain temperature, but your worm has to be cool at all times. And you can do that by just putting ice cubes in there or running cold water through it. And mine came with a pump, and in that pump, a water pump, you just put it in the water and then it sucks the cool water in there. And you can put ice cubes in that pail as well, and then that will circulate. And I don't have any ice cubes. I don't know why I don't. I just don't. I don't have an ice cube maker or anything like that. And so we use snow. So I just put snow in there. My hair is a mess tonight. But,
good idea.
So we put snow in there, and so that worked out really well for us. So, but yeah, you got to keep it cool in order for that steam to collect in there. So then when it comes back out, it's a liquid and it will just drip out.
Cool. Very informative. I went ahead and dropped Courtney's link down below. How do you say it? Is it Wide or Wade?
It's Wide.
Okay, I always say it wrong. It's the Wide Family Farm.
Yep, it's Wide. Yep.
And then I'm like, well, if I say it like wide, like, is that going to offend her? Like, I didn't know how to pronounce it. And then Barrett's like, it's wide. I'm like, no, it's not. He's like, yeah, it is.
Yeah, but you can't really offend me because my maiden name was Fish. So you can't really, you can't really. I was lucky my brother was really, really popular in high school, so I never got made fun of or anything. But yeah, my maiden name is Fish. Oh, you got related to the fish window cleaner people? And I'm like, no, I'm not. Like,
that's horrible.
The fish window cleaner people? It's like, no, I'm not related to them.
Hey, Bonner Steve, how you doing tonight? Hello, Pete's Little Homestead. That's all right. You didn't have to wear your pajamas.
What's up, Pete? What's going on?
Me and Courtney's wearing our pajamas.
Yeah, but we can't tell if you're wearing your pajamas. That's not fair.
He said he forgot his. I wish I could see the comments on my cell phone, but I can't because I don't know why, but the internet on my cell phone keeps going in and out.
Bomber Steve, yes. Yes. No one wants to see that. Put that away. This is a family show. Okay.
No.
Oh, Lord. So, what did you do today? What was your prominent meal? Like, what did you do, Keto Jess?
What did I do today?
Yeah, what did you do? When you woke up in the morning, what did you eat? Straight off the bat, what did you eat?
Honestly, I didn't eat because I didn't wake up until like 11:30.
Oh, okay.
So I woke up at 11:30. Well, that was super late. I usually get up at like 4 or 5. So I woke up at like 11:30, jumped in the shower, and piddled around on YouTube. What I do is I upload all the people's channels that I'm subscribed to that has posted a video the night before. Excuse me. And I put it in a watch list. So throughout my day, I'm watching that watch list, whether I'm in the shower or whatever.
Yeah.
So by the time I got done with doing all that and showering, I had to run to the feed mill. Like you were talking about earlier, you don't have a feed mill anywhere around you.
No.
But I do have a feed mill. So we ran to the feed mill and came back. And by that time, we ran to a couple stores too. We went to Walmart and stuff. By that time, it was like 3:30. I still hadn't
been starving.
Yeah, I had fasted for like 20 hours without realizing it.
Yeah.
And I told Barrett, I was like, I'm starting to get nauseated. I said, what time did we eat dinner last night? He was like, I don't know, it was about 7. I was like, then I fasted for 20 hours. So we ran into Walmart and I got a brick of cheese and I got some pepper.
No, this is keto fast food, people. She
Yeah.
went and got a brick of cheese. And
some pepperoni, and I munched on that on the way home.
Hey, that's good.
And then I got home and I made some lemon water and I got back on YouTube and then I did lives and I watched videos and now I'm eating my broccoli and cheese.
Oh,
so
awesome.
Today's day was not a very good keto example.
Yeah, when I did keto and I really loved cream cheese and salami.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like awesome. And then I used to get those low carb tortillas and I would make pizza out of them. I did that a lot because I craved pizza a ton when I was on keto. And so I would put all of my toppings and stuff on that. And then I would just put it in the oven and then I'd have my own little keto pizza. But you really have to watch pizza sauces. Like I always watched the sugar content in that and see how much carbs I could have.
It's really high in sauces. It really is. And that's why when I was talking earlier,
Hi, our cabin in the woods.
Hey, our cabin in the woods. That's why I was talking earlier. Like, that's why I think keto and homesteading go hand in hand because I can make all my own pizza sauce or whatever sauce I want to use, and I can control what sugars is going into that.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, it just makes it easier for me to make it myself. And if you've checked out my channel or have been interested in keto and looked at some of the videos, I do make homemade tortillas, tortillas, and then whatever's left over those tortillas, or I'll make extra, I'll make chips out of them. I'll fry them in avocado oil.
Hey, old school prepper, what's going on?
And I'll fry them in avocado oil. And then the next night I can either have like nachos or whatever. I can turn them into like cinnamon, you know, like the cinnamon twist you used to get at like Taco Bell. I'll put cinnamon and stevia on top of them as a snack, or that's
a great idea.
Yeah.
Make my pizza crust from chicken breast. That's a really great idea too.
I've seen people do that, but I haven't tried it yet. And we do like Barrett makes a fathead dough bread, and it's made out of mozzarella and cream cheese and stuff, but I won't make it. It's too messy. It takes too long. So he does it. So we'll only have pizza like once every 2 months or something like that, because it's a pain in the butt to make that.
Yeah, that's my downfall is pizza and cheeseburgers. Like I could live off that for the rest of my life.
You can have cheeseburgers.
Would like it, but
I eat cheeseburgers all the time. You can have cheeseburgers just without the bread. You'll just have to make my keto bread recipe.
Yeah. I like it with a big old hunk of onion on it, like a red onion or something. Oh my God, so good. Yeah.
You were saying cream cheese earlier, and everybody thinks it's so weird, but I don't care. It's so good. I eat bell peppers, the little bell peppers or the big ones. I don't care what it is. You put cream cheese on it and then sprinkle it with everything bagel.
Oh, yeah. Like the sesame seeds and all that.
Oh, it is so good. And then sometimes I top it with like pepperoni or whatever meat I want to top it with too. It's a really good. I eat it for lunch.
Yeah, that would be really good. It wasn't until recently that I used to not really like peppers that much. But it wasn't until recent, I think my taste buds had changed because I just really, it's almost like I can't get enough of them. I just really, really love peppers.
You just like the sweet peppers though, right?
Yeah, I'm not really into anything that's super hot.
Yeah.
But I really like bell peppers, and I planted this pepper over the summer. It's a Spanish pepper, and it was like really long, and it was red, and it was kind of sweet, but it had a really strong pepper flavor, and it was really good. So I'm hoping that this summer I can grow that as well. I only had like 3 plants that were really super successful, so that maybe I got like 3 or 4 peppers off of. I didn't really have a successful pepper crop. There is a place down the street from me though. They it's more like a street over. It's not really down the street, but they have a giant picking patch, and you can pick strawberries and all this stuff, but they have like a back area where you can do cabbage, and then they have like all these different types of peppers, like Tabasco peppers, poblano, shishado, golden pepper, like all these giant fields. And I picked like 4 or 5 trash bags full of these bell peppers. And that night, my husband and I came home and we chopped them all up. So I had like 4 bags of chopped, ready to go peppers that you can put in like taco seasoning and whatever. And then I chopped some in half so you can do stuffed peppers. And then I let some be a little more lengthier so you can do like sausage, like a sausage sandwich or something. So you can have like, long peppers with onions or whatever. So I have all that stuff in my freezer. And then I also picked some jalapenos too. I don't really like jalapenos all that much, but I do like sometimes every once in a while, I do like a little kick. And so, yeah.
I don't really like the jalapenos either, but I'll take the vein out and the seeds and I will stuff that with cream cheese as well and wrap it in bacon, like, your peppers, and those are really good. And it's not,
I bet you that smells really good too.
Yeah. And it's not too spicy because the cream cheese like calms it down.
Let's go prepper. I'm in 6B, and so my peppers, they're okay. And every year I just have a difficulty with them. So this year I'm going to focus more on peppers. I got some ones that are strictly that were supposed to be for like Canada. I got some or Ozark something or another. I planted California Wonder and stuff, and they sucked. I didn't get anything on them, not even anything. And then I planted I watch Self-Sufficient Me, which if you really love plants and you love watching a successful garden, he is very successful, and he plants, he has trouble with bell peppers and stuff. So he plants those small peppers, and he said, if you plant the small ones, you'll be really successful because they're always abundant of them. So I planted nadapinos. They're not hot. They're sweet, and they grew to be about this big, and I had thousands of them. I had 4 bushes of them, and they just were all over the place. And so I froze a bunch of those, and I made powder into them and everything else. So
wow.
Really successful.
Those are the peppers that I eat that I get from the grocery store, I believe. But that's what I want to try to grow this year because my bell peppers didn't do good last year either.
Yeah. And so then he suggested if you really have a hard time growing bell peppers and stuff, that he suggested getting something that's sweet, but smaller, and then you'll get a more of abundant. You can't stuff them. I mean, I did make kind of a popper out of them. I put cream cheese and chives, put some chives in there, and it was really good. But you can't really stuff them with meat or anything. There's not really a whole lot of anything in there to do it with. But
but they're still good to snack on.
Oh yeah, they were those ones particularly. At first, when you bite into them, you're like, "Oh crap, what did I just bite into?" Because it has that smell that it's going to be hot, and it does have that taste a little bit that it's going to burn you up. But then it's so sweet. It's really good. And I did get there's not a pinos, and I got the opposite version of jalapeno. It's a not hot jalapeno. And so I got some seeds of that too, and I'll be growing those this year. So I'm really excited about that.
That is exciting.
Yeah. And I like peppers. It's just, sometimes I just can't handle that heat. So
I can't wait until spring. It's like, I know winter just started, but it's like, oh, it couldn't come fast enough.
I know. I'm the same way. I have a ton of ideas about where I'm going to plant things and stuff like that. So
Yeah, and then I see all you guys on there getting your seeds ready. Some people are already starting their seed starts, and I'm like, what the heck's going on?
Yeah, you're just eager right now. But a lot of people, specifically like in Arkansas in that area, their growth season's really short. I mean, they're not their growth season. I mean, their winter season is really short. And so in February, they start getting warmer weather so they can start growing stuff. Like, so they have to almost start in January. So
Yeah, and if I start any of my seeds starts in February, everything will be leggy and dead by the time it's growing season.
Oh yeah, mine wouldn't make it. Yeah. Prepper, yes. I ordered tons, and I'm very guilty about. I ordered about $40 or $50 worth of seeds from at my gardener when they had their grand opening or whatever. They reopened. They had a store opening or something. So I ordered a bunch of seeds then and I got it. Then I saw Baker Creek. And then before that, in August, I ordered from Baker Creek. And then I ordered from Baker Creek again. And then I just ordered from Baker Creek again. So now I'm waiting. But my husband's like, Courtney, stop ordering seeds. We don't need any more. But I'm like, but I need my seeds. But yeah, at some point I was only ordering like $20 at a time because that's really all I could afford. So, but yeah,
Thank you, Palmer Steve, for dropping links.
Oh yeah, that's nice of you. So, but yeah.
So what was your day like today? What did you do today?
Okay, so my day started last night. When my son, I went to bed, and I hate this. I go to bed at like 2:30 in the morning sometimes 3 o'clock. And I get up there and he's wide awake, standing there looking at me. I'm like, oh no. So I get him up and I put him in bed with me. And then we watched some YouTube on my phone, and he's just sitting there sucking his thumb, and then finally fell asleep. But when you sleep with my son, I'm like, I can't really sleep that good because I'm worried he's going to fall off the bed, even though I propped up pillows and everything, and I didn't want him to fall out of the bed. But I worry about him falling out of the bed. But he sits straight up, and then he falls back. And when he does that, my head just so happens to be there, and so it's like sleeping with a wrecking ball or a canning ball. And so I did that all night. And then he decided that I had to go to the bathroom, so I was going to put him in the crib. And I was like, okay, I'm going to put you in your crib now. He got upset with me. So that was 8 o'clock in the morning. So I was up at 8 o'clock in the morning, and you know me, I don't wake up till sometimes 12:30.
Yeah.
So 8 o'clock in the morning, and here I am up, and my husband's not even home yet from work. And I was like, oh my God. And he's like, what are you doing up? And I was like, him. Him. So then he ate. I fed him this huge breakfast. I gave him some waffles. I gave him some bananas and strawberries, and he was just having a good old time eating all that stuff and a big old glass of milk. And then about an hour and a half later, he was like starting to rest his head and stuff. And I was like, yes, I got you now. So I ran upstairs and put him in his crib, and he fell asleep clear till 1:30. So I got to have a wonderful nap. And then when I woke up, I made hamburger gravy.
Man, and after yesterday, I thought you were going to have a good night's sleep.
Yeah, thought so too. I have a really hard time sleeping. Yeah, it's I don't want to be put on medication for it because if my son needs me in the middle of the night, I want to be
right.
I want to be coherent, so I don't take anything, but I do. And sometimes I avoid taking caffeine because it does it. Like if I have a Diet Coke at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm like wired at 9:30 at night. So I really have to be careful.
Oh yeah.
Cantaloupe and tomatoes, Gil. That sounds good. I have several hundred jumbo sunflower seeds. Oh, I went sunflower freaking crazy this year. My husband's like, stop buying sunflower seeds.
What sunflowers did you get?
Last year we did this sunflower seed. God, I can't speak. We did the sunflower row right at the beginning of front part of the house.
Mhm.
And we did this beautiful row. I'm like, I'm going to have these beautiful sunflowers. I planted Titan. I planted these other ones and these little button ones. And they were so cute, right? Couldn't wait. And then like a week or two later, nothing was popping up. And I was like, what is going on? I'm like, these seeds are from freaking Baker Creek. I'm like, I know they're good seeds. Looked in the holes. There was nothing in the holes. Chipmunks were eating my sunflower seeds.
Oh,
I'm
no.
so mad. I was really mad. So I only had like 3. It looked so pitiful. I was planning on to cheer up everybody because it's like 2020. People are mad. And it's like, oh, if I just plant these rose sunflowers, by the road, people are just gonna love it. And and 3 freaking sunflowers, and then the button ones popped up. So I got 1 tall one and like 2 that were like yay tall down by the road. I was like, oh, this is pathetic. I did leave them though, and I took some pictures, but it wasn't like the only freaking sunflowers that survived.
That's so funny. I don't know what ate mine the year before last, but all mine got eaten too, and it was probably chipmunks or squirrels or something. So this year, well, I guess it would have been last year now, but I started all my sunflowers inside, and I did about 10 sunflowers, and then I waited until they were big enough to go outside, and I had a really good, successful sunflower patch. This year.
That's good to know because I was always told that sunflowers don't do good if you transplant.
I transplanted them
this year because otherwise I probably won't get any.
Yeah. And the ones that I planted were the mammoth ones. So they did fine being transplanted.
Were they really huge, like they say?
Huge. They were probably like 16 foot tall. I didn't realize just how big they were. Like literally I had to hack them down with like the machete just to get the heads of them. They were like so huge, and I looked so ridiculous because I was like trying to get some and keep some of them up because some of the sunflowers were dried out before other ones. So I like pulled the 4-wheeler up behind the sunflowers, and I'm standing on the 4-wheeler trying to like detangle them and cut them down, and people are driving by honking at me and stuff. I'm like,
that's funny.
This looks ridiculous. But I like growing those mammoth ones because you get so many seeds out of them, and the chickens love them, and the turkeys and the ducks.
Yeah, I don't know really which all ones I got. I got the black oil ones. I was thinking, God, I just must really love my chickens because I was thinking more like, what my chickens like to eat?
Yeah.
I was thinking, I'm like, black oil sunflower seeds. That's what they're going to like. And so I got a ton of those Russian black oil sunflower seeds, and so I got a ton of that, and I got some Titan ones, and I did want to get the Mongolian because those are huge, but I didn't. I'm like, and then my husband told me not to get any more seeds. So So
you have to slide one on.
I totally snuck my herb ones because I got some like that valerian root, and I got some what else did I get in that order? I got some chamomile and some other herbs and stuff like that. And he's like, we got a package in the mail. Did you order seeds? And I said, no, I didn't order anything.
Hey, look, there's Courtney's husband in the chat.
Is he really?
No, joking.
I was like, no, honey. I'm like, I didn't order any. And I don't know what you're talking about, And I had originally, my mom lives next door, so I originally put the address of my mom's house on the pack. I know I did for that reason because I didn't want my husband to see it. And here to come to find out, they switched the address and they actually came to my house.
Oh.
So they must have switched it to the Visa card number, Visa card address or something. So it came directly to me, and I was like, crap. So now he knows. And I said, yeah, I didn't spend that much though. I only spent like $16. Yeah. So
do you want to know another thing that at least my chickens really like out of the garden? Yeah. It is the kale.
Really?
Kale. Yeah, they'll steal it from, how chickens are playing in the yard. They'll steal a pebble or a worm or something from each other, and they chase each other like crazy. They do that with the kale, and I just laugh. I think it's the funniest thing ever because they'll try to steal it from the other one, and instead of just like taking it away, they leave a piece because it breaks off, and then they both run off like,
They are so funny.
They are. I love watching them.
The Beehive Homestead. What's up?
Hello.
I don't know if I said hi to y'all, but hello.
We probably missed a lot of people coming in. If we missed you, I'm sorry. We're just chatting away.
We're enjoying this pajama party.
Yeah.
The only issue we have is we can't see y'all in your pajamas. This is not working out.
Yeah.
So I seriously could probably talk about chickens forever because I freaking love them. I didn't think I'd like them that much, but
yeah. I didn't realize how many different color eggs you got off of your chickens, and so I watched.
My olive acres right now aren't really laying that much. I may be getting like 1 egg per dozen every time I get a dozen. I maybe get about a dozen a day, and they're not laying that much. And I'm like, well, it must be just a winter thing. But I'm getting the blue, I'm getting the dark brown, and I'm getting the lighter color, pink color.
Yeah, I think that's like after watching your live tonight, I think that's like one of my new goals for this year is to see how many different chicken egg colors I can get.
Yeah, and I mean they don't taste any different, but people just flock to it. They're like, "Oh, I want those colorful eggs," you know. Some people couldn't believe it. They're like, "Cuz my one egg is literally it's this color." Like it's a olive green color, and people are like, "That's a green egg." You know, what is that? I don't want the green one, you know. It's like, "Oh, it's just it's the same." So
yeah.
I just get freaked out a little bit. And then some people are like, I gifted them. Oh, I had a neighbor down the street got a bunch of eggs for me. And at that particular time, I had all different kinds of colors. I had the blue and I just filled her up with a bunch of different colored eggs. And she's like, they were so pretty. I gave them all to my friends as gifts.
Oh,
okay. I'm just glad that you liked them.
Campton Family Compound, I am using StreamYard.
Yeah, StreamYard is the easiest for me. I did some research on it before I started doing this, and I got into something that I was like, there's no way that being live on YouTube is this difficult. I'm like, there's just no way. And then I saw that somebody was using StreamYard, and I got into it. I started the whole thing, and I looked at it. I was like, this is so easy. I'm like, what the heck was I looking at? I was in like some kind of weird analytical thing and on YouTube. It was freaking me out.
That stuff confuses me, and that's like some of the apps that you can get into to edit your videos and stuff, and they have all those. Like I use iMovie. It's the simplest thing for me to use. You use iMovie too, don't you?
Yeah, I love it.
And then you get into these other apps, and they have all these different bars here and there, and you can move the bar this way and that way. And I'm like, I don't understand it.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't know this about me, but I went to a broadcasting school. So I was trained in editing and radio broadcasts, and I was on the radio for a while. And the one thing that I had learned the most about was Pro Tools. And Pro Tools is like the same thing as iMovie, practically the same thing. And it's so easy to use and to operate that I probably wouldn't use anything other than, because I absolutely love it. And usually Pro Tools is operated by Apple anyway. But so it's so easy. It's just like hands-on, and like there's nothing, weird about it. Some ones you just really have to do some search for this and search for that. And it's crazy. So I like iMovie a lot.
Yeah, and I'm really sad because the speaker in my iPhone just went out, so I can't record my videos with it anymore.
Aww.
Therefore, I can't use iMovie. So now I have to find another way to edit my videos on either the what phone is it? I don't know what phone it is. I think it's an Android or something like that. It's an old phone. It's like a 4-year-old phone that I have, but the speaker in it works. But the problem is now I have to find something to edit that with, because I can't.
You can't send that to your computer?
Yeah, but iMovie won't work on the computer.
Oh, I have iMovie on my computer.
Really? You're going to have to walk me through that then, because I
Yeah.
tried I don't know what I did, but it wouldn't come up for
I
me.
have it on mine. I don't know. I guess it depends on what version of Mac you have, but I have it on mine, and I don't use it. I use all the editing. I edit everything on my phone. So
Yeah, well, that's what I was doing, but now that the speaker went out, I'm like, I don't know what.
Yeah, that makes it difficult then.
I use Pinnacle. I don't know what that is. Is that a free app? I'm looking for free apps.
Yeah, I don't make any money. Like what I get is my husband and I own a rental property, and I get $50 a month from that. And that's my money. And if I spend it all, I spend it all, and that's it. That's all the money I have, unless I really beg my husband and I really, really want it. And he'll be like, oh, okay. But typically I don't have that much money. So
Yeah.
Anything that is free is 100% for me.
Right.
So,
yeah.
how many people are in this chat? I can't tell. I can't.
We have 13.
Ooh. Hey,
Yeah.
professional farmer.
Huh? Oh, Barrett says the computer's too old for the iMovie app. That's why.
Oh, okay.
He likes to get computers from like pawn shops, and he's like the brains of the computer. He likes to like get in there and fix them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But on the Mac computers, you can only upgrade them so much.
Yeah. Yeah, I had an aunt that had a Mac, and she couldn't do any more stuff to it because she couldn't update it anymore.
Right.
So she then got an iPad, and she just loves her iPad more. I'm like, okay. I didn't really like my iPad that much. I told my husband, I said, I want to get a new computer, like a laptop, a Mac laptop or something.
Yeah.
Eventually. I'm not doing this. Well, maybe this year. I don't know. It just depends on what kind of money he's making. Because right now, they didn't really cut his hours. He's a truck driver. So they cut one of his routes. So now he's doing some kind of test, or they do it hourly, and they try to figure out how many hours it takes to do his one route and whatever. And so then at the beginning of the year, it's cutting back on his money quite a bit. So we just, we're trying to scrape by. And then my mom, she just thinks we're destitute or something. So she came over and bought me a bunch of groceries today. I'm like, Mom, we didn't really need that, but thank you. And then my mom, okay, speaking of dieting, my mom is the worst. Like, I can't be around her when I diet. It's the worst. When I was pregnant, I was a gestational diabetic, and she was horrible. She would come over with pasta. She would come over with this and come over with that. And I'm like, Mom, I cannot eat this. Why are you bringing this up? Well, you can have a little bit of it. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I'm like, I cannot eat this. Then like, she's the worst to be on a diet with. Like, I can't do it. And so like today, the other night, she insists that my son it doesn't eat healthy enough. So she buys him freaking Pop-Tarts. Right? She's like, oh, he can have these. They're so delicious, and they're such a great snack, and they're healthy. And I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, Mom, they're full of sugar. Not good for you, and I shouldn't have them around either. So then she brings in a thing of strawberries, a big giant thing of fruit snack, and all this stuff today. And I'm like, please God, don't make me eat all these fruit snacks, because I will if they're around.
Yeah.
It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Yes, it is. It's called sabotage, but my mom doesn't really know she's sabotaging me. My mom is old. She's in her 70s, and she's never gained weight in her entire life. She's always been thin, mini, perfect, and never had that issue. So she can eat whatever the heck she wants. And and she does. Oh, and recently she had something wrong with her where she had to be on prednisone, and she's like, "Oh, the prednisone, it doesn't affect me." Like, I am like, Mom, I'm like, when I was on it, I was eating everything in sight. Like, I was on it one time for tendonitis, and I was on it for like 3 days, and I'm like, I couldn't take it anymore. I'm like, I'm going to McDonald's like 5 times a day to eat Big Macs. I'm like, I can't do this. I'd wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and my stomach would hurt so bad because I was so hungry. Like, I can't do prednisone. And she was was on it for like close to a year with the ailments that she had. And so she was like, oh, it doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect me. She would call me and be like, I'm going to Cracker Barrel. Do you want anything? I'm like, oh, yeah, Mom, prednisone doesn't affect you. Like, not at all. She's like going to Cracker Barrel. She loves this fish dinner that she gets there. And she's like, oh, they just have the best haddock that I've ever had in my life. And I'm like, okay, Mom, like just leave me out of it because I do not want to, like, I try so hard not to eat that kind of stuff. But, I just look at it and I gain weight. So I'm only 5 foot. So anything I eat goes straight to my butt.
That's funny because prednisone doesn't do that to me. If I take prednisone, I am like super, super allergic to it.
Really?
Yeah, it makes me go into like a psychotic break or something. Psychotic something is what they called it. But yeah, like when I take prednisone, my heart rate goes up to like, I think it was like 197. And
wow.
And I was like, I can't do this. I can't do prednisone. I have such a hard time with steroids and antibiotics. And that's why I have a love for herbs and natural medicine.
Oh, I can't do anything that makes me gain weight as a side effect. I can't do. I just can't do it. I'm like, I can't afford it. I'm like, I can't afford to gain weight extra. I'm like, it's not happening. And so the prednisone, I quit that after 3 days. I just dealt with my tendonitis and I put ice and stuff on it and just dealt with it because I'm like, I can't do this. That was right at the time where they had, I don't know if you remember because I remember it specifically, but they came out with the Grand Big Mac. Do you remember that? It was like the biggest Big Mac ever. Of course I was eating that. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with me? Why am I eating this? It was horrible. It was horrible, but that was so good. It was so good. Horrible at the same time. So, yeah. That was my little prednisone thing. My mom, she just cracks me up. Oh, Pete, why are you leaving us? Wait.
Good night.
Oh, okay,
Good night, Pete. We'll see you later. I can't wait until you get your new router. Woo woo. Good running internet.
Oh, thanks, professional farmer. This is just how we are. Oh my God, it's so funny. Me and Jess talk almost every day. If I don't talk to her, I'm thinking, oh my God, I hope she's okay. Like the other day, we didn't talk at all, I don't think. Like maybe a little bit. And I was like, oh my God, we've been talking every day. Like, I hope she's okay. Like, we talk all the time. So this is just how we are feeding from each other too. So
I think that was like one of the days that I did a really, really long live stream. I just called
you old school prepper. Oh, okay. Well, I love you guys. Have a good night.
It's funny. Robertson Belly Acre says at Keto Homestead with Jess, Rusty just watched your short of your husband coming off anesthetic. Too funny. Laugh out loud. He is like the funniest ever. I love watching him come off at anesthesia. He always has the funniest things to say. And I feel so bad because he never knows what he's saying, but I can't help but laugh. It's too good. And when I come out of anesthesia, I'm just like, I'm so doped up and I don't know where I am or anything. I'm not funny at all. I just want to sleep.
I have a funny story about me coming off of anesthetic if you want to hear it.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I was younger, I was so like into being like, I just wanted to do things smart and I wanted to invest my money so smartly and I wanted to, and I don't know why I was like that, but I just was. So I didn't have any insurance, so I invested in this really awesome insurance. Well, later down the line, I'm so happy that I did because I invested in some really awesome dental insurance, and I needed my wisdom teeth taken out. So I found this really cool dentist to extract my teeth and all this stuff. So finally, he's like, yeah, you need to have your teeth removed. He's like, I can do that. He's like, first thing he said is, I'm so impressed. He was really into himself, by the way. I'm so impressed that you found me, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, dude, whatever. Just take my teeth out. So then they take my teeth. I'm in the process. I'm like in this state of anesthetic, and I'm talking so much, even with the thing in my mouth, because they had to keep, I'm like talking, and it's so fun. Like they're like laughing, like I can hear them laughing. Like I know that I was under, but I still knew what was going on. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
they like, oh my God, she won't shut up. Like we're going to have to get, so they gave me an extra 15 minutes of anesthetic because to knock me out. So I would shut up so they could do my teeth.
Wow.
So afterwards, I loved everybody. That's the same thing when I'm drunk. I love everybody. Like, yeah, it's horrible. Like I cry and I love everybody and it's like horrible. So when I was under the anesthetic, I'm like so happy. I made my dad go to Panera Bread and I bought all these bagels and I brought them back to the office and like bought the entire office lunch while I was still like doped up with gauze in my mouth. And the woman's like, Courtney, you need to go home. You're still under anesthetic. You need to go home. You're going to be in a lot of pain if you don't get your pain meds. She's like, you need to go home now. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, I was like, really, I couldn't believe my dad. He would just do anything. I totally did.
That's hilarious.
I can't believe I did that. It was so funny. But yeah, so I bought the entire office bagels from Panera.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Too bad nobody recorded that.
Yeah. And then I mean, the sad part is like I'm at Panera Bread and I'm ordering with gauze in my mouth.
Yeah,
and then I know the woman was looking at me like, what the hell is wrong with this woman? What is wrong with her? Like, I know they were, but I couldn't help it. So
I guess at least you weren't in Panera Bread like pulling out your gauze like.
Yeah, that would have been disgusting. Like I would have kicked myself out of there. Like, what the heck? But yeah, it was really funny.
Oh, that's hilarious. I know. When I got wisdom teeth pulled out, my sister, she had to drive me home afterwards, and the doctor was like, just keep an eye on her, make sure she gets something to eat later on, you know. And I don't know, I was passed out. I don't even remember eating, but she said that she came in and gave me some of that tapioca pudding. She said she was feeding it to me, and I was like, was I asleep? She was like, yeah, you were asleep, but every time I put the spoon up to your mouth, you'd open your mouth, so I just put it in there. And I was like, did I say anything? And she was like, yeah, you were like, damn, this is some good stuff.
That's hilarious.
That's like the funniest thing that I've ever done, like, and I don't even remember it.
Hi, Monty's in motion.
Yep.
How are you doing?
Monty's in motion.
Hey, Robinson Belly Acres. What's going on?
Yeah, this is my friend Courtney from the Wade family farm. I can't even say it.
Don't talk every day or anything. She don't know.
I'll stick with Courtney. If you haven't checked out her channel, please do so. I'll put a link down below. Subscribe, like, and share. But yeah, that's pretty bad. I know. I'm thinking in my head I'm gonna mess it up, and then I mess it up.
It's okay. At least you know my first name.
Dang, why couldn't you have picked an easier last name like Fish or something?
Yeah, really.
Oh,
you get bossy? I don't believe that, Dave. I don't believe that you get bossy.
Yeah, you can be on the other end of it and be mean and nasty and bossy.
Oh, our cabin in the woods, you're leaving us? Oh. All right. Well, it was really nice to meet you and see you in here. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Did you see what Pete said up above? He says, us old people need to sleep.
What does he consider old? Because I'm pretty old. I mean, I'm not old to an old person, but I feel pretty old.
What's an old person? How old is an old person?
I don't know anymore. When I was younger, I used to think an old person was 50. Now I'm getting closer to 50, and I'm like, oh my God, that's not an old person. I'm like, oh, I don't know what that is.
When I was younger, I used to think like a 30-year-old was an old person. And now, like working with the elderly and at the nursing homes and stuff, everybody's like, "What's old to you?" And I'm like, 80. 80 is old to me.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe, I guess.
I was a baby. I'm a baby. I'm a baby when it comes to stuff like pulling my teeth out. I want to be knocked out.
Yeah. Oh, I had a dentist that wanted to drill on my teeth without numbing it. Like, it's not going to hurt. We just have this little spot in the front. It's only real little. And then she started. I was like, oh, I'll try it, you know. And she started it, and I was like, no, numb me up. And she acted like I was a baby or being a baby. And I was like, no. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. Like,
yeah. You want to hear a horror story? So I went to the same dentist for like ever. I can't even remember when I went to start seeing that dentist, but he lives like clear on the other side of town, like 2 towns over actually. Our towns are like real close to each other. They're like right on top of each other, but he's like 2 towns over. It takes probably, I don't know, 35, 40 minutes to get to him. And my husband goes to a dentist in town close to us, and it was time for us to get our teeth cleaned and everything. Well, I got my teeth cleaned, x-rays, and at his dentist office, because we didn't want to drive clear to mine. And I'm like, I'll just go to yours, whatever. So I got my teeth cleaned and everything. And then they found a cavity that needed to be filled and everything. So we made a next appointment to get cavities filled and everything. And he like, you know, I have issues with anxiety. He gives me the Novocaine shots and two of my whatever gums, you know. I had 2 cavities. He shoots it in there, and like not even 2 minutes later, my heart just starts pounding out of my chest. And I'm like, what did you give me? And he's like, what do you mean I gave you Novocaine? I said, no, you get what was in that Novocaine? And he is like, epinephrine. I said, who the heck puts epinephrine with freaking Novocaine in somebody's freaking jaw? And he was like, well, it's a preventative that we do in case somebody is allergic. I said, well, don't you think that's some information that you need to tell some people before you give it to them? Do you know what epinephrine is?
It's like, isn't it like it's like a speed, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an adrenaline.
Yeah.
So I had so much anxiety, literally my legs were just shaking off the chair.
And on top of that, you have anxiety, so that would have made it 10 times worse.
It was horrible. I was like, how long is this going to last? Like, he's like, I'm not sure. I was in there like 45 minutes just shaking. My whole, like, they couldn't work on my mouth because I was shaking so bad. I was so bad. I was like,
I definitely told you.
They should have. I was like, and I asked around town and too. And my great aunt is a RN and everything. And I've asked several people. I was like, have you ever heard of this? Like, does your dentist put this in there? No, nobody's heard of it. And I'm like, what the heck? And I told my husband, I said, there ain't no way I'm going back to your dentist ever again. And
yeah, that's weird.
It was like a horror. It was horrible. So
but
now
I don't know. You know, a lot of times you're just assuming that they're shooting you with Novocaine. You don't know. I mean, they could. I don't know. I could have gotten a dose of that and not known. You know? So yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, old man. Can't stay up with the rest of us. I see how you are.
Have a good night, Southern Ohio prepping. That's funny. Well, Courtney, it is 12:21. We promise to stay on till midnight. So, yeah.
Right.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, it actually flew by really fast. So, thanks for having me on. And
well, thank you for coming.
Maybe we can do this more often.
Yeah, I would love to.
Okay.
Nice chatting, talking it up.
Yep, sounds good.
All right, everybody, you have a good night, and please check Courtney out if you haven't yet and subscribe, and we'll see you later.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.